Just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UltimateDirtTV for the second race of the evening. It is time for JSI Racing's UMP Rumble. Tonight is the season finale of this short little 6-week series, and coming into tonight we have seen 5 different winners in 5 weeks of competition. Will we see our first repeat winner here tonight? We're about to find out. 30-odd drivers signed into the virtual pit area for tonight. Mitchell Clark leads the points championship with 705 points. Jacob Croker second with 683. Tied for third between Jason Crawford and Mark Scott on 660. Followed back to Lewis Clark 644. Matthew Hurd with 641. Let's take a look at qualifying results. They are done. Mitchell Clark goes quick time. Lewis Clark second quick. Dixon Slinger third. Daniel Cassidy fourth. Harry Stewart fifth. Joel Berkeley sixth. Russell Bonzi, Jacob Croker, Craig Plater, and Boyd Bowden. Your top 10 drivers. We'll see 4 heat races on the program for championship night of the UMP Rumble. Let's take a look at your starting grid. Heat race number 1 will line up like this. Mitchell Clark, your points leader. We'll start from position number 1. The United Sim Sports number 11 machine of Harry Stewart out of position number 2. Craig Plater, the 8 machine, will start from position number 3. Billy Ryan lines up at a position number 4. Jason Burke, the 74 JSI entry, will start out of position number 5. Lachlan Horton, the 44, out of position number 6. Benjamin Harris lines up out of position number 7. And Kurt Tyler will make up what is an 8-car field. Alex Ryan did not make the call. And can Mitchell Clark? He's already picked up 1 win. So the win's going to Mitchell Clark, Lewis Clark, Joel Berkeley, Dixon Slinger, and Todd Atkins have all picked up feature wins. So who will take out round number 6? Will we see one of the Clark boys go and back up a win. Will we see Joel Berkeley or even Dixon Sling? I know all 4 of those drivers are in attendance here this evening. So Burke 9th in the point standings. Mitchell Clark leading it. Plater in 10th after dropping a week. Sure he would have liked to have ran that 1 week that he was off, but computer issues has him at a big pop-out. Green flag is out. Mitchell Clark led him 3 wide down into 1 and 2. Plater on the inside of Shields. They work through the first 2 left-hand turns. Top 4 going to the main event. Look out. Oh, there goes Stewart. Stewart hard into the concrete. Billy Ryan now going to take over. Oh, no, there goes Jason Burke. Billy Ryan up to position number 2. Plater back there in 3rd. Battle on for the 4th and final transfer position. Benjamin Harris, Kurt Tyler in 4th and 5th position. Harris works down the back straight away. That Harris painting number 15 machine. Billy Ryan trying to hold off Craig Plater for positions number 2 and 3. Again, top 2 eligible for the inversion. Slide job by Plater on Ryan. Ryan gets into the back of him. Plater gets him getting a little tight after the contact. And now move Billy Ryan back to position number 2. Meanwhile, Mitchell Clark clearing away from the field. Another slide job there by Plater on Ryan. And again, they battle with slide jobs at both ends of the racetrack. Here comes Ryan back at Plater down into 1 and 2. Plater, well, one of the authors of the Power Plats presentation. He'll know that the wall does not move down the back straight away. We'll note that down into the memory bank as we're working down into 1 and 2. 6 laps in the books. Here comes the 16 of Kurt Tyler. Starter position number 8. He's up to position number 4. Now he's got Harris working back to the outside, and here comes Benjamin Harris. Meanwhile, Plater back to the inside on Billy Ryan down the back straight. So Ryan and Plater, they resume their battle for positions 2 and 3. Plater, well, went to go for a sled job, but he had to back out of that one because he was not even going to get anywhere close to clearing that one. Mitchell Clark is out by 2.5 seconds. Here comes Plater back to the inside with a slide into 3 and 4 this time by Ryan. Turns it back underneath and they work down the front straightaway. What a battle for the minor placings right now. Mitchell Clark leading by near 3 seconds into 3 out of 4. Here he comes. Checkered flag is out. Second will go to Plater. Billy Ryan 3rd. Benjamin Harris home in 4th. 5th will go to Kurt Tyler. Harry Stewart 6th. 7th will be Lachlan Horton. And Jason Burke in position number 8. Mitchell Clark defending. Trying to defend a points lead, a points championship, trying to wrap up a 6-week series. Clark gets the win. Plater 2nd. Ryan 3rd. Harris in 4th. Those 4 drivers, to the main event. Everybody else, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, off to B main number 1. Tyler, Stewart, Horton, Burke, and Ryan. Heat race number 2 will line up like this. Lewis Clark starts out of position number 1. To the outside for Slick Sim Sports, it's Joel Burke out of position number 2. Both those drivers have already won feature races this season. Boyd Bowden lines up out of position number 3. Kai Walters out of position number 4. Matthew Hurd lining up at a position number 5. Bradley Oldfield 6. Mark Scott lining up the 04 machine from position number 7. And Stephen Watts lining up from position number 8. So 8 cars in heat race number 2. And again, the point standings. Well, Lewis Clark 5th in the point standings. 61 points behind Mitchell Clark. Joel Berkeley was only raced a handful of times, not even a handful of times, about 3 rounds of the series. He's in 15th position. Matthew Hurd in this one. He's rolling off from the inside of row 3. He's 6th in the point standings, and that is all. So Lewis Clark, he's got a fair bit of work to do. Don't forget, an inversion, a maximum of 8 here this evening. Clark on the inside, the Track Tech X Machine, Berkeley. And that John Deere 17, a green flag is out. And we are underway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Clark slides up in front of Berkeley. Berkeley now looking down to the bottom side into turn number 3. And then you go back to Boyd Bowden in the 26 machine. But Berkeley going to lead. Lap number 1, is he? Yes, he does by half a car length. Over Lewis Clark. 3 wide down into 1 and 2 for the minor placings. Here comes the 46 of Kai Walters. But back after the race lead goes Lewis Clark on Joel Berkeley. Bowden following Clark through 3 and 4. Berkeley slides up. Clark takes back the race lead at the start-finish line. Now it's a slide job by Clark. Berkeley and Bowden come together. They rub panels in the midway point. 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2. We're going to go 3 wide for the race lead up turn number 4. Oh my, what a race we've got on in heat race number 2. Berkeley with a slide job there on Clark. Clark has to try and turn it back to the inside. He does. He threads the needle. It was a very fine line to put that X Machine in between the 7 of Berkeley, or the 17 of Berkeley, and the 26 of Bowden. Kai Walters in position number 4. Berkeley and Clark again trading blows through turn number 1 and 2. Berkeley's got the run though down into 3. Here comes Bowden looking down to the inside. Kai Walters in 4th. Matthew Hurd struggling, trying to find his way into the top 4, but right now we stay focused on the battle for 1, 2 and 3. Now they spread themselves out. Bowden just losing out on the picture there. Losing a little bit of momentum. Berkeley still holds the number 1 position. Again, no guarantee on where he's going to start. We do have a random inversion between 1 to 8. So Berkeley and Clark, as long as they finish in the top 2, they could start anywhere from pole position. Or, worst case scenario, well, it wouldn't be position number 8. So the worst they could start is about 6th. Oh no, they could, 7th actually. Because we're in heat number 2. Chew. Kai Walters, meanwhile, has gotten by Boyd Bowden for position number 3. Walters in the 46 machine. We've got a lap and a half to run. Bowden trying to run down the 46 entry, but we come to the white flag this time by 1 lap left to run for Berkeley to hold on. Lewis Clark all over the back of him down through 1 and 2. Here comes Clark trying to dive it down to the middle of the raceway, down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Berkeley shuts the door. Berkeley going to run the big slide job live, but here comes Clark back to the inside. Berkeley going to have enough and do what he does and finds a victory lane. Heat number 2 is complete here at Charlotte. Now we move on to the final 2 heat races. Heat race number 2 results coming up on your screen. Joel Berkeley wins from Lewis Clark, Kai Walters and Boyd Bowden will be your top 4 drivers. Everybody else 5 through to 8. They'll find themselves locked in a B main. Heat race number 3, Dixon Slinger, the Momentum Simsport number 50 machine will start from position number 1. Position number 2 will be the 42 of Russell Bonzi. Justin Wright lines up out of position number 3, the JSI Racing 78 machine. Jaden Russell lines up from position number 4. Luke Johnson, the 76 for JSI Racing, starts position number 5. Tony Walsh out of position number 6. Position number 7 for JSI Racing, it is the 5 of Jason Crawford. And that is our 5, make that a heat, that's not the 5, that is 7 cars. For heat race number 3, your penultimate heat race of the series, the UMP Rumble. Dixon Slinger, a win already this season. So Luke Johnson, 8 in the point standings. Jason Crawford, 3rd in the point standings. He's battling it out with Mark Scott. So we'll see what will happen in heat race number 3. in about 12 hours time. We'll be live back here on UltimateDirtTV for the 360 Sprint Cars at Knoxville. As Alex Robinson would call it, the sprint car capital of the world. The Knoxville Raceway green flag is out for Dixon Slinger and Russell Bonzi. And Slinger going to take over the race lead. Russell looking to the outside there on Justin Wright. J-Dub. Here comes Bonzi with the move there on Slinger down into 3 and 4. Johnson again top 10 in the point standings in the UMP Rumble. Crawford's got a bit of work to do back there in 7th position. Now make it 6 as Walsh gets all sorts of crossed up. Jaden Russell meanwhile trying to come after Justin Wright. Here comes Russell, Jaden Russell, the 27, trying to get by Russell Bonzi into turn number 1 and 2. The Russell's race engine's 42 entry. Just slips back to position number 3, just tasting a little bit of the concrete wall in the back straightaway. Might be trying to take it out on an early Valentine's Day, although you're about 6 months behind on schedule. Justin Wright, J-Dub in that 4th and final transfer position, this time by 5 down, 5 to run. Your leader is Dixon Slinger. 9/10 of a second lead, so a near full second lead for the 50 machine for Momentum Sim Sports. In the Speed Shop 51, number 50 entry for Dixon Slinger Racing. He's just got these things figured out, and you take a look at your first 2 heat race winners. Mitchell Clark, Joel Berkeley. If we have Dixon Slinger picking up a win in heat number 3, that would mean 3 out of the 5 heat race winners, 3 out of the 4 that are in attendance here tonight, have all picked up a heat race victory. Where they will start, time will tell with the inversion coming out. But we've got 2 and a bit to run. Crawford in position number 5. Looking for a better starting position in the B main. There's Walsh and Johnson battling it out. Johnson, well, does he know the car goes a little faster with the front nose cone of a UMP modified, this time by white flag is out for Dixon Slinger. The gap is still just under a second. Down the back straightaway, Dixon Slinger, Jaden Russell, Russell Bonzi, and Justin Wright through turns 3 and 4. They'll make those 2 final left-hand turns. Dixon Slinger wins heat race number 3. Jaden Russell home in 2nd. Russell Bonds in 3rd. Justin Wright in 4th. Jason Crawford in 5th. I think Tony Walsh just straight-lined Luke Johnson there. And I don't think Race Control are going to take too lightly to that one. So Johnson will come across the line in 6th position. 7th will be Tony Walsh. And that is heat race number 3 done. Here it is, Slinger, Russell, Bonzi and Wright going to the show. Crawford, Walsh, Johnson and Russell. As we've got our 5th and... not 5th, I can't count. Our 4th and final heat race of the season. Daniel Cassidy looks to be aggressive, not getting a nice little limiter check in the number 24 machine for JSI Racing. He'll start from position number 1. Position number 2 will be Jacob Croker. Position number 3 is going to be Max Bevan. Position number 4 will be Liam Reynolds. Position 5 will be Nathan Walton. Position number 6, it's Jared Wollstonecroft in the 38 machine. Position number 8, it's 7th is Ash Hammond. And position number 8 is Corey Borden. And the big one out of this one is Jacob Croker, 2nd in the point standings. Pretty sure I just heard a massive limiter check going on. So the final heat race of the UMP Rumble, thanks to JSI Racing. Cab Works Kitchens, Cab Coat, who will take out the fourth and final heat race of the night. Cassidy and Kuroka. There we go. Oh, Kuroka. And I think that might have been Nathan Walton involved in that one. But the 24 gets off to an aggressive start and gets out to the early race lead. Bevan rolls in second position. Wollstonecroft slides up in front of Hammond. That's 3 and 4 on the racetrack. Hammond looking for the slide job there on Wollstonecroft, but Wollstonecroft, Hammond got a little tight down into one. Now Hammond going to complete the slide job. The JSI Racing Big Block Season Champion. Ash Hammond in the 4 machine. Bevan still rides in second, but the battle is on third and fourth position. Hammond and Wollstonecroft. Wollstonecroft the 38. Oh, look out, getting a little tight. Drifts up the racetrack. It parks it on the snoot of the 4 of Hammond. Nathan Walton rounds out the top 5. Jacob Croker back in 6. Reynolds is outboard and didn't even grid. But Cassidy leads the way down through turn number 1 and 2 here on lap number 5 of 10, which means 4 in the books. This time by it'll be 5 down, 5 remaining. Bevan in second, Wollstonecroft still third. Hammond now coming back after Wollstonecroft down into 1. Slide job by Hammond. They've got a near 2-second gap back to Nathan Walton in 5th, so as long as I don't do anything silly right now, Wollstonecroft has got an opportunity to go for the hard charger here this evening. So the starting positions in this one, these two drivers running 3rd and 4th at the moment, will start position number 12 and 16 in tonight's main event. There's no guarantee where 1st and 2nd we start. I'll give you one guarantee. It'll be inside the top 8, that's for sure. Cassidy. This time by the Popsicle Sticks are out 2 to run here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. He gets through 1 and 2 on the penultimate lap, working down into 3. Just rolls down the bottom, just below the marbles, through 3 and 4. The white flag is out. Daniel Cassidy putting himself inside the top 8 for a random inversion. The worst he's going to start. He's about 5. But he is in the show nonetheless. What happens from here on out? Well, he'll have to wait for the random inversion. Let's take a look at heat race number 4 results before we move into the first of 2 B mains. Cassidy, Bevan, Hammond and Wollstonecroft get the job done. Croker, Walton in positions 5 and 6. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. 13 laps to distance and the top 4. We'll move on to the main event. Kurt Tyler lines up from position number 1. Position number 2 will be Jason Crawford. Harry Stewart lines up from position number 3. Tony Walsh out of position number 4. Lachlan Horton out of position number 5. Luke Johnson from position number 6. And Jason Burke lines up from position number 7. So 7 cars in B main number 1. Crawford, equal third in the point standings, needs to make it into the show. Johnson sitting 8th in the point standings. Berkey in 9th in point standings. So these 3 drivers, they want to have a shot at a potential championship, more so Jason Crawford than anybody. He's going to have to transfer it into the big dance. So I'm surprised that some of the drivers not making it here tonight. But again, this short little 6-week season, I believe we've got 2 races left of the Sprint Car Series. 13 laps is the distance. B main number 1. This lines up the inside row. 17, 19, 21 and 23. If you finish 4th, you've got an opportunity for hard charger. Horton got into the back of Stewart into turn number 1 and 2. Crawford trying to get a run on Tyler. Horton down to the low side now, looking for position number 2, but no, give the spot back to Jason Crawford. Crawford going 3/4 of the way of the racetrack. Look at Stewart. He tried to put the right rear in the marbles and trying to get a run by the 92 entry of Lachlan Horton. Kurt Tyler leads the way in the number 16 machine. Crawford runs second still, followed by Horton and Stewart. Johnson, Walsh and Burke at this stage are out of tonight's main event. Their 6-week series is about to come to a halt. There's a slide job there by Crawford on Tyler. And here comes Horton going to make it a 3-car dance. Now in comes Harry Stewart, going to make it a 4-way dance for the race lead. And Stewart going to go from 4th to 2nd. Stewart now looking for the race lead. Pulls it up just a little short there on Crawford. Horton back to the outside on Stewart. And here comes the 92 machine. Slide job by Stewart there on Horton. Horton back to the inside. Horton back to position number 2. And now coming after your race leader of Jason Crawford into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side for the race lead. Give the advantage just by a front bumper is the 5 of Jason Crawford, but not for long because Horton slides up in front of Stewart. Stewart got a big run through 1 and 2. And here comes Crawford back with a slide job for the race lead. 3 wide momentarily, now 2 wide. Horton, Crawford, Stewart having an absolute belter of a B main here this evening. And it's going to be the top 4. Here comes Crawford back to the inside on Lockie Horton. Horton now. Horton turns it back underneath him. Meanwhile, Luke Johnson coming after Kurt Tyler for that 4th and final transfer position. Where do you look? Do you look at the battle for the race lead? Do you look at the battle for the final transfer spot? We go for the race lead. Oh, Horton and Crawford come together. Oh, Crawford into the wall 360s. And Crawford, he would be P-I-double-S-E-D. Luke Johnson just rubbing those hands together. Slide job on Tyler into 3. Tyler works back to his inside out of turn number 4. 9 down and 4 to go. And the opportunity for Jason Crawford's championship are done. There was contact with the 92 of Horton. Meanwhile, Stewart, the race leader, by 3, now 4/10 of a second. 3 to go in B main number 1. Tony Walsh in 5th position. Jason Burke struggling here this evening in 6th position. But your race leader coming to the white flag. Harry Stewart in car number 11. Works down the back straightaway here at the dirt track at Charlotte. 3 and 4, final time. B main number 1. Checkers are out. Harry Stewart wins. 2nd to go to Lachlan Horton. 3rd, Kurt Tyler, Luke Johnson. 4th, 5th will go to Tony Walsh. And 6th will be Jason Burke. Jason Crawford in position number 7. So B main number 1 is complete. Stewart, Horton, Tyler and Johnson, the top 4 that will move through to the main event. B main number 2 on the racetrack. Bradley Oldfield starts alongside Jacob Croker out of positions number 1 and 2. Position number 3 will be the 71 of Matthew Hurd. Position number 4, Nathan Walton. Mark Scott rolls off from position number 5, and that will be your 5 cars. And how about this for some controversy? Jacob Croker, 2nd in the point standings, rolls off from the outside of the front row. Mark Scott tied for third with Jason Crawford, who Crawford did not transfer in the last B main, has got an opportunity to transfer into the show. If he does that, well, he's got a good opportunity to finish in the top 3. However, if Croker and Scott, which one of those drivers don't make it, they can pretty much kiss, or they will be kissing their championships goodbye. But Croker and Scott have got a lot of work to do in B main. Well, they don't have that much to do actually, because there's only 5 cars and we're taking the top 4. So what can Matty Hurd do in that 71 machine? Nathan Walton in that all black car on the outside of row number 2. And the green is out. 30 laps is the distance. Craig on the black and green number 15 machine. Look out. Oh boy, now here comes a battle that is really going to heat up, because you've got 2 drivers that are top 3 in points, and Croker just zooms past the 04 machine of Mark Scott. Now remember, Scott, he's tied for 3rd with Crawford. Croker up to position 4, about to make that position number 3 as he gets by Nathan Walton. Your race leader Matthew Hurd in the 71 coming after the race leader. There is Walton in 4th position. Mark Scott in 5th. Scott goes through the middle. Meanwhile, Matty Hurd trying to come after your race leader again. 0.2 of a second. Now make it, well, he's closing the gap now. Less than 0.2 of a second. Oldfield has the race lead. Matty Hurd gives him a little shot in the left rear quarter panel, and Hurd now sneaks to the inside. Meanwhile, Walton coming after Croker. Slide jump for the race lead by Matty Hurd, but Croker, Walton and Scott stuck in a 3-way dance for positions 3, 4 and 5. There's a challenge on for the race lead again. Hurd with a big slider there. And here comes Croker now. He's broken away from Walton and Mark Scott. And Croker coming back after the top 2 of Oldfield and Matty Hurd. Now Matthew Hurd inside down into 3. Does he have the race lead? Not quite, but I tell you what, look out, because here comes Croker. Oh, Hurd drifts up. Now Nathan Walton coming into this mix. Croker slide job into turn number 3, as does Nathan Walton there on Matty Hurd, but Matty Hurd back to the outside. They go nose to tail down into turn number 1 and 2. Although Nathan Walton goes back to the bottom side. So a big moment in the championship standings, because as it stands, Mark Scott will finish in 5th position. And right now looking like he would not gain any more points on Jason Crawford. We'll have to wait for the official results to come out on that one. Hopefully the points are updated. Here comes Croker with a slider on your race leader. Hopefully after we chat to the top 3, we'll get a chance to chat to our season or our championship for the UMP Rumble. Working down the back straightaway, lap number 10. Croker, may I tell you what, it has been the yo-yo type race. He started up front, went to the back, and has now made his way back to the front. Croker this time by 2 to run. Matthew Hurd just dropping off from the top 2 here at the moment, but the popsicle sticks are out the final lap and a half of the competition. For the JSI Racing, Cabworks Kitchens, Cab Coat UMP Rumble here at the dirt track at Charlotte. The season finale is 4 turns away. We get through 1 and 2 A-OK. Down into turn number 3 for the final time. Your final 4 competitors going through to the main event. Jacob Croker gets the win. Oldfield, Hurd and Walton. And Mark Scott will unfortunately miss out in tonight's main event. Here is your official results on screen. Croker, Oldfield, Herden, Walton. Scott will miss out, unfortunately. We bring in Mr. Race Control himself. And we go 1 to 8. And we have an inversion of 3, champion.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
There we go. So the inversion of 3, there it is right there. So that puts Dixon Slinger from pole, Joel Berkeley out of 2, and Mitchell Clark out of position number 3. Oh, yes. So these are the heat race results. So Dixon Slinger 1, Berkeley 2, and Mitchell Clark in 3. So the checkered flag is out on the practice session. Your 35 lap main event is about to start. First, we've got to go through our 24 starters. Let's go from the back to the front. The JSI Racing UMP Rumble, position number 24. It's Nathan Walton. Position number 23, it's Luke Johnson. Position number 22, Matthew Hurd. Position number 21, Kurt Tyler. Position number 20, Bradley Oldfield. Position number 19, Lachlan Horton. Position number 18, Jacob Croker. Position number 17, Harry Stewart. Position number 16, Jared Wollstonecroft. Position number 15, Justin Wright. Position number 14, Boyd Bowden. Position number 13, Benjamin Harris. Position number 12, Ash Hammond. Position number 11, Russell Bonzi. Position number 10, Kai Walters. Position number 9, Billy Ryan. Position number 8, it's Max Bevan. Position number 7, it's Jaden Russell. Position number 6, Lewis Clark. Position number 5, Craig Plater. Position number 4, Daniel Cassidy. Position number 3, it's Mitchell Clark. Position number 2 will be Joel Berkeley. And pole position for tonight's main event, your UMP Rumble season finale, it is Dixon Slinger. So 4 winners inside the top 6 positions. The top 6 starting positions. It comes down to this. Mitchell Clark against Jacob Croker. Lewis Clark 61 points behind Mitchell Clark. All Clark has to do is finish in front of Croker, and the championship is signed, sealed, delivered. Your UMP Rumble season finale here at the dirt track at Charlotte. We are live for 35. Who will take out round number 6? Will we see the first repeat winner of the season? Dixon Slinger and Joel Berkeley lead us up into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straight away, Berkeley has the race lead. Slinger rides in second position on the top side of the racetrack. Mitchell Clark trying to pick up a championship as he runs in third position. Cassidy getting aggressive in the aggressive number 24 machine. Then you go back to Lewis Clark in 5th. And 4 feature winners inside the top 5. The only one not to have a feature win inside the top 5 is the 24 of Daniel Cassidy. Lewis Clark with a slide job there on Cassidy. Cassidy now turns it back underneath him. Meanwhile, here comes Dixon Slinger coming after Berkeley for the race lead. Berkeley holds on to the number 1 position. Meanwhile, Cassidy gets back by Lewis Clark. We go into 1 and 2. Lewis Clark and Cassidy nearly rub panels. Here comes Plater in the 15 machine. Trying to break into the top 5 after starting position number 5. Jacob Croker plus 7 so far from 18th up to position number 11. Oh, Plater got aggressive. He got tight and went into the left front there of Cassidy. And cars diving their way through that one, dipping, ducking, dodging, diving all the way through 3 and 4. This is going to be a great battle if we stay green. 6 laps in the books this time by Slinger with a slide job on Berkeley. And we might just have this for hopefully the next 27, 28 laps. Slide job by Berkeley on Slinger again. Slinger turns it back underneath. Now Berkeley's going to come back at him again down into turn number 3. He's going to drive it deep, but he's going to sell it cheap. Dig it deep and sell it cheap through 3 and 4. Slinger back to the race lead at the end of lap number 7. And now in comes Mitchell Clark. He is rolling in that zero machine, but Berkeley back to the bottom into turns 3 all the way to the concrete wall out of turn number 4. And there is our first yellow of the evening. And comes via one Jaden Russell. In fact, let's go back and take a look at that one again, because Bowden gets into the back of Billy Ryan. And, well, Russell goes spinning to the infield. But what a battle this was shaping up between Berkeley, Slinger and Clark. And now that brings the second Clark of Lewis Clark into the mix. Craig Plater, solid in 5th position. However, the restart's going to be on your race leader. Joel Berkeley, the 17 we've had so far. The starts have all been on the iRacing green flag. That changes this now. How does Berkeley play this one? I'll tell you what, I'll give you a countdown on when I think he is going to go. So right now, if I'm Dixon Slinger, I'm making sure I've got my eyes peeled out the left-hand side of the cockpit of the number 50 machine. Ready? I'll give you 3, 2, 1. He's off and underway. Very close to timing that start. Berkeley gets away from Dixon Slinger. Mitchell Clark slides up in front of Lewis Clark. Plater slides up as well to the cushion. Russell Bonzi moves up to position 6. Jacob Croker up to position number 7. Berkeley and Slinger contact. But the yellow is out. So a quick back-to-back caution. And I think this is going to be Benjamin Harris, Harry Stewart. And there might be one other car involved in this one as well. So there's Benjamin Harris. Oh. So it starts up here with the 29 of Billy Ryan. Stewart into the wall. Not sure who that car is in front of him. But Billy Ryan nowhere to go. Benjamin Harris, and well, unfortunately, nowhere for Harris to go. So a maximum of 3 cautions. We have had 2. Jaden Russell out of the event. Benjamin Harris back on pit road. I dare say that that's their championships done. Well, no, Jaden Russell won't be back out on the racetrack. Green flag start once again by the 17 of Joel Berkeley. Leads us off from turn number 4 down into 1 and 2. Slinger trying to force his way up on the inside. Berkeley has to run the slider line. Slinger stays glued to the bottom side of the racetrack. Berkeley into the concrete wall down the back straightaway. Now here comes the Clark boys. Mitchell and Lewis Clark, the track tech. The track tech cars. Berkeley with another slide job on Slinger. Slinger turns it back down the racetrack, and here comes Mitchell Clark trying to get by Joel Berkeley. He does so down into 3. Lewis Clark into the concrete wall. They go 3 wide, 4 wide. Here comes Croker and Plater. They were right through the middle of the racetrack. Berkeley with a slide jump on Slinger. Tried to park it on the front of the 50 machine. But here comes Mitchell Clark now. Back to position number 2. Half race distance. Now we're 18 down and 17 to go. So just past the half race distance. In the championship finale, Berkeley trying the cut down line. Lewis Clark, there's Jacob Croker, Lewis Clark and Craig Plater, 5, 6 and 7. Remember, Plater, he was in 10th position in the championship standings after missing a week. Croker, who's second in the championship standings behind Mitchell Clark, who runs in second. And Jacob Croker, a plus 13 on the night so far. Luke Johnson, plus 14. Matthew Hurd, plus 11. And Nathan Walton, plus 10. Lewis Clark and Jacob Croker battling out. Jacob Croker now up to position number 5. Started 18th in this one. Remember, he was outside of a transfer spot in the opening couple of laps of the final B main. Slinger has pulled away by 7, nearly 8/10 of a second over Mitchell Clark. Joel Berkeley in 3rd. Again, we watch this battle for positions number 5 and 6. Jacob Croker v. Lewis Clark. Lewis Clark on the Track Tech X machine. Jacob Croker in the black and green number 15 machine for SDS. They are trading blows, trading slide jobs back and forth. Clark back to the inside, down into 1 once again. Look at Croker. And Croker, after running that B main, he's really got the, well, I won't say the setup figured out because all the drivers are on the same set, but man, he has really got this racetrack figured out right now. We are working on 10 to go this time by for your race leader. Clark into the wall. That's Lewis Clark. Plater goes upside down. Matthew Hurd gets involved and we are yellow with coming to 10 to go. And poor old Platzi, the rear end is destroyed in that car. And with what is going to be about 7 to go. It'll be 7 or 8 to go. It comes down to this. So don't forget Mitchell Clark. Just 22 points clear of Jacob Croker, who runs in 5th position. Jason Crawford, Mark Scott, both drivers did not make the show. Lewis Clark in 5th, 16 points behind them, but now sits himself in 22nd position. So I don't know if that'll change the top 3. Matthew Hurd, well, he's inside the top 10. He's in 7th position. Walton, Joshua Walton not here. Berkey didn't make the call. Plater, who just unfortunately was involved in that one. And then, of course, Luke Johnson as well. He's running in 6th position. Good run by Lukey J. Green flag is back out. 7 laps remaining, so 28 down of this 35-lap main event. It's the cushion through 1 and 2 for Dixon Slinger. Clark runs in 2nd position. Berkeley in 3rd. Berkeley runs a slide line, but here comes Oldfield to the outside. Keep an eye on Mitchell Clark looking to back up a win already this season along with Dixon Slinger. As I said, over the first 5 weeks of competition, we have seen 5 different winners. If Slinger, Clark or Berkeley win this one, they would be the only repeat winners of this one. Some problems there for Mitchell Clark. There's your race leader. And Clark again facing those mechanical issues in the Zero machine. And Heartbreak Hotel for Mitchell Clark, because that may have just cost himself a championship. Berkeley trading blows with Oldfield into 3 and 4. Berkeley back underneath him now. Berkeley back to position number 2. Oh no, there he is. He's back on. He's been scored a lap down. But I tell you what, if those issues don't happen for the Zero Machine, we are set for an absolute grandstand finish here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Slinger and Clark. Oh, there's a little bit of contact down in the middle of turn number 1 and 2, and Clark goes by the 50 machine. We come to the white flag this time by and Mitchell Clark. He has led lap number 34. Down the back straightaway, the UMP Rumble is about to be completed. Slinger with a slide job down into turn number 3 and 4. And Dixon. Slinger will win just ahead of... Now I believe they may give this one to Mitchell Clark here. Joel Berkeley in second. In third, sorry. Hello, Alex. And what a way to finish the UMP Rumble season finale. So, Mitchell Clark is going to be scored in 18th position. So who will take out the point standings after 6 weeks of competition? So we wait for our top 3 to find themselves out of the virtual cockpits of the race car. We've got our runner-up. We have got our race winner as well. So let's go down to victory lane here this evening and let's chat to the driver who gets the win here in the final race of the season. Home in first spot is going to be the number 50 machine of Dixon. Slinger Dixon, congratulations on this win. Well, I tell you what, that was one you really had to work for, buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy by any means, especially with that lap car and then that little net code we had there. It made it a lot more difficult than I hoped it would have been.
Mate, how much do you pay attention during those consolation races, knowing that you've already locked yourself into the main event and with fixed setup racing? How much do you pay attention to the track during those B mains?
You have to, the track is key, and you don't really look at what drivers are in there. You just kind of look at what lines are running and where the grip is and everything. And I paid attention quite a bit in the B mains and saw that everyone was kind of sticking to the top. And then first couple laps there, me and Berkeley were throwing sliders, and I figured out the middle in 3 and 4 is pretty good. And I think Mitchell figured that out too. And he started running a little bit lower than I did, and he got me on entry, and I was able to pull back away and exit. So. Just you got to pay attention to consolation and stuff like that, but at the same time you just got to keep that in the back of your mind. You don't really want to focus on it, because you focus on it, you make mistakes, and you certainly don't want to do that here.
Well, 6 races, you are the only repeat winner of the season. That must feel good to come out and put this number 50 machine on the top step of the podium once again.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've only ran 4 races, I think, so. Obviously, we struggled last week at Volusia, just not a very good night all around. Missed qualifying, didn't do very good in the heat, and then got stuck in the back and had to battle back and just kept getting into wrecks and everything, and had a tore up race car. So to rebound and get a win here and be the only repeat winner on the season is pretty good.
All right, now take an opportunity now to thank those people that help you each and every week that we see this number 50 make into the racetrack.
Yeah, just everyone over at UDTV, obviously Brent for broadcasting, and then JSI for putting on the league. Momentum Sim Sports for all they do for me. All of our sponsors, Absolute Wire EDM, DSR Consulting, Racecraft Simulations, Juice Energy, Verdict Clothing, Everything Dirt, SpeedShot51.com for all your weekly setups and coaching. And everyone on that team does a lot for me, and they help out quite a bit, and I couldn't do it without them.
All right, there we go. Dixon Slinger, your winner here tonight. After starting from the pole position due to the inversion, he gets the job done here this evening. Home in second spot tonight and falling one spot shy. He is at the 17 of Joel Berkeley. Joel, congratulations on second spot. And, well, you were close to picking up another feature win in the UMP Rumble, but I mean, second will do, right?
Yeah, second will do. Just got caught up and got on the wall so many times that last restart. Me and Brad were just trying to, I don't know, strike each other off and skying each other, and he kept falling further and further away. If he just got racing, probably would have had a shot there again. We were both pretty quick there, but second's good enough. Yeah, it was a good race, and yeah, happy to walk away with it.
Mate, what did you make of the racetrack? Where did you find the preferred line? Because Dixon sort of said that he found sort of the middle in 3 and 4 was the place to be. What did you make of the racetrack, and where did you feel most comfortable?
I think right at the end there, I was most comfortable on the top, and I was making a bit of gain forward, but yeah, it's just so hard to run behind cars here. You get a slight tag, and it's tough here. Be nice if you could, somehow move around and run the bottom, but we can't make them decisions. Even if it was 100% hooked up down there, I reckon you couldn't. But just because you're on the wall so much.
All right, well, Joel, now's an opportunity to thank some sponsors, thanks some people that help out each and every week, buddy.
Yeah, look, massive thanks to the guys at Slick Simsport for all they do, and everyone at JSI for what they do, and yourself for broadcasting, Brett. And yeah, bit of a shame about the sprint cars. It wasn't intended, but in the heat race, track got a bit too locked down to be able to make any moves like half or second half of the race there in that one.
All right, there we go. Joel Berkeley home in second spot here this evening in the UMP Rumble. Home in third spot goes to Bradley Oldfield. Bradley, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. And well, you had to do it the hard way from 20th up to third. You had a hell of a run here tonight.
Yeah, it was a bit like the seas parted the first couple of laps. I was pretty lucky to get up into the top 10 pretty quickly. Yeah, it was a pretty fun race. Can't complain. Yeah, just like to thank the guys for organising it. Did an awesome job. Unlucky for Mitchell Clark in the end. I think a bit of desync robbed him of a podium, but you get that sometimes. Yeah, just a couple of sponsors. Shout out Pace Barrel, East Pibble Tire Services, Sticker Suspension, all the guys back at United. They all know who they are. Yeah, just all the guys for helping out. Do a sick job.
All right, there we go. Bradley Oldfield. We are going to chat, hopefully, once the points have updated. Just waiting on iRacing and that. And we are going to chat to your points champion. No, we're not. Wow, that was a tight finish. I'm going to give him a couple of minutes because we will chat to your winner of the season. Hopefully. Hopefully. Mitchell Clark, I can confirm, is your JSI UMP Rumble champion by just 3 points. Jacob Croker in second. Again, the difference was 3 points. 837 points for Mitchell Clark. 834 for Jacob Croker. And we'll chat to Mitchell Clark now. Mitchell, congratulations. Well, I won't say on an 18th finishing run here tonight, but the reason why you're back, you picked up the JSI UMP Rumble Season Championship by just 3 points. It near almost couldn't get any closer than that.
Yeah, it was a good season of racing there. UMP's put on some good stuff, so it was fun.
I mean, unfortunately, with the internet side of things, there are some things that are out of control, and in the end, that nearly cost you a championship. But I mean, at the same time, you had a hell of a run this season, but you had a hell of a run here tonight.
Yeah, I didn't realise that happened right up until the last lap when I got the white flag and Dixon got the checker. So I didn't even know I was a lap down or I blinked out. So that was a bit unlucky, but it was a good fun race with him and with Berkeley, and yeah, it's good.
Well, you come out for the UMP Rumble. You pick up 1 win in the season. We had 5 winners in the season. What have you made of your season? Obviously, barring the championship win, what have you made of the season so far?
Just these UMPs put on some awesome racing, like whether it was that B main or A mains throughout the whole season. It was always slide jobs and good clean racing, so it was good fun.
All right, well, congratulations on the championship, Mitchell. Before we let you go, of course, an opportunity to thank some sponsors on this racecast. Thanks some people behind the scenes as well, champion.
Yeah, thanks. Just yourself for the broadcast. Do an awesome job week in, week out. All the JSI guys for putting this league on. Greatly appreciated. And Track Tech Motorsport. That's it. Thank you.
There we go. Your champion of the UMP Rumble is Mitchell Clark. Jacob Croker second. And Matthew Hurd in position number 3. Lewis Clark missed out by 5 points on 3rd position. But that will wrap us up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Thank you so very much for spending your Sunday evenings with us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Don't forget, at 11 hours time, 360 Sprint Cars go to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway, for the World of Thunder Esports League. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, we say thank you to JSI Racing. Thank you to Cabworks Kitchens and Cabcode. We'll see you next time here on Ultimate Dirt TV.